Ron Crow Show on WA. Heard a spot running a minute ago indicating an announcement of a prayer gathering taking place on September 25th. It is titled Islam, Our Time Has Come. And it's going to be on the Mall. They expect perhaps upwards of 50,000 Muslims to rally on the Mall before the monuments, White House, Capitol, read the Quran, cite the Jummah prayer, chant the Athan, and so forth. And there are those who are very concerned about its implications, others who are saying this is a chance for us to come together in terms of common interests as members of this pluralistic nation. In any event, the larger issue is a call to prayer, as a matter of fact, under the umbrella of Signs of the Times. And my guest says it's critical that the church in America understand the times and what needs to be done now. The natural things speak of the invisible, natural happenings on the earth, revealing something going on in the spiritual realm. Don't know of anybody I'd rather talk to about these matters than our good friend Lou Engle, called to prayer. Lou, how are you today, my friend?
Don Crow, it's good to talk to you again. You've been such a blessing to me over the years with the call. Thanks for having me on.
It's an honor, and it couldn't be more timely. As a matter of fact, you and I both agree there's never a time when a call to prayer isn't appropriate, but speak to the issues of where we are right now and what your own heart is concerned about.
Well, this is a convergence, a moment of convergence, and I believe of a spiritual conflict that's going on in America. Here we have this story of Rivka Berry, 17-year-old girl who gave her life to Christ 4 years ago in a radical Muslim family, and hid her faith for 3 or 4 years. And she would literally listen to Christian and things going on, and watch it on television, and she would pray in secret. But then it was found out through a Facebook that she was a lover of Jesus. And is she a lover of Jesus? I've had the privilege of talking with her. She testifies of Christ. When it was found out, she says that her father threatened her with death. According to the honor-killing policy with the Quran, promoted by the Quran, her father threatened her with death if she did not deny Christ. She runs away and seeks refuge and gets in a Christian home in Orlando from Ohio. And now she's been brought back under foster care, and even possibly right now is in court right now with the court deciding her fate, whether or not she has to go back to her family. So this starts Monday. On Friday, we have this possible 50,000 Muslims gathering for united prayer at the end of Ramadan, which is 40 days of fasting that's just ended across the Muslim world. An Egyptian intercessor said to me, Don, he said, you in America don't understand the spiritual implications in what's going on. These mullahs, these sheiks understand the spiritual realm. They are taking this 40 days of accumulated power in the spirit, and they are targeting it right at the White House. And he says, you must understand this is an invocation of the powers of darkness into this nation. We're in a week of profound convergence and crisis, spiritually speaking, and I believe naturally speaking.
And I'm going to quote something you put in the call release that I received from your office. Quote, you say, this is the exact word of one of the sheiks who's leading this historic gathering. Again, quote, Muslims should march on the White House. We are going to the White House so that Islam will be victorious. Allah willing, the White House will become into a Muslim house.
That is the quote. And America, Don, America, those listening, you can't, if you see the trajectory of this, what happens is President Obama came out, and we pray for him. We're not pointing the finger at him. But when the National Day of Prayer came, he basically stiff-armed the National Day of Prayer in May. But when Ramadan comes, he has called for he has basically gone very public in promotion, or at least honoring the 40 days of Ramadan, where Muslims fast during the day and pray. When a president or a head of a nation brings a release of honoring to this and actually declares then that America is not a Christian nation, really it is a closing of one door and an opening of another door. It has spiritual implications. I think this is massively huge, and it is a call to crisis, massive intercession in America right now.
And before we go to this first break of our visit together, I also want to mention something else in the news. Christian and Muslim leaders are planning to hold a joint news conference to discuss the Islamic prayer vigil on the grounds of the United States Capitol this week. It's going to be held tomorrow, Tuesday, September 22nd, 11 a.m., right behind the United States Supreme Court. And Christian and Muslim leaders sitting down together to discuss the Islamic prayer vigil. And you comment that we are all for understanding each other. You point this out. A major Christian leader of the emergent church called for 40 days of fasting and prayer in the same Ramadan period, with the goal that the church will better understand our Muslim friends. And that, along with this news conference, I know you don't object to that gathering, but you do warn that there's got to be some spiritual discernment, not merely religious tolerance, right?
Oh, Don, you see, our fight's not against Muslims people. It's against principalities and powers. The Bible is very clear on this. It's more like Daniel chapter 10. He's fasting 21 days, and there is conflict between the prince of Persia, a ruling principality over a nation, Persia at the time, and angelic archangels are in heavenly battle, unseen. You can't make compromises with when there's spiritual conflict going on. It's a call to more like 40 days of fasting for a great spiritual battle. So for heavenly influence, the influence of heaven, godly influence, to rule over the nation. The church makes compromises in this kind of day. We actually cooperate with the powers of darkness for more of an influence of darkness than for great awakening. We have to wake up, Don.
We're coming back with more with Lou Engle. We'll give you a website and more so that you can also plug into the work that he and his organization is so vitally doing and has been for so many years on behalf of our nation. He is the co-founder of The Call Solemn Assemblies, and that is a movement of prayer gathering young adults to pray and fast for breakthrough and revival. We've seen some incredible things occurring under the aegis of this great ministry over the years. We're coming back with more with Lou Engle in a moment.